What's going on YouTube, Instagram? If you are watching me from YouTube, this is the channel of Tech and Mech, and if you are watching me on Instagram, so this is the E92, E93 account. Anyways, you guys are most welcome. Thank you so much for picking this video to help you out with the air suspension system installation or the DIY. Now, disclaimer. I have a disclaimer and I have a FYI. The disclaimer would be this video or this DIY will not be an easy one in terms of the amount of efforts and works. It is going to be an easy one in terms of how to get things done. The preparation, assembling, installation, assembling the parts, the installing the parts, etc. Now, the FYI is, as you can tell, I'm doing this video as a dubbing in terms of telling you what I was actually doing, me and you watching me doing the DIY. But to be honest, we were 3 people there, and I have actually gathered the videos that I was shooting for doing things from multiple phones. So I am doing this production after I gathered all these video clips from different phones, and therefore I decided to do this way so that I can skip or speed up the video and be right to the point. If I wanted just to post all the videos after gathering them all together, that will cost you 1 hour plus. I don't want to get you bored. I want to be right to the point, and I want to be useful for you guys. Let's get right to the point. No too much talk. Now, the first thing I wanted to start this video with is the unboxing. I wouldn't spend too much time to talk about what are these parts made of, or what the company is doing, or I think we're talking about Airlift, guys. Airlift is the best at all. I can bet you on that. But anyways, I bet it's the best one, but you might have a different opinion. This is not the topic of today. Now, as you can see, I have received 4 packages here. The first one here is basically the tank, and I will talk to you about the tank that I picked for the BMW E93 E93 N55 2011 hardtop convertible, because we're talking about E93. The second one, it's either the rear shocks or the rear suspension system, and the third one is, if it is not the rear, then it's the front. And this package contains the management system, the air compressor, and the harness. Now, what is that sound? Anyways, so getting this started, boom. So here I was actually expressing the excitement, and I cannot say enough about the feeling, guys, I had when I received the packages, the feeling that I had when I unboxed the boxes or the packages, the feeling when I was doing the work, the feeling after getting the work done. So all that aside, let's be right to the point. Now, here I was showing you the car, which I bought this all sets or kit for. Let me speed up the video here and show you basically. Okay, so this is the first unboxing that I'm doing basically on the air tanks. As you can see, we had 2 tanks, because one was for me and the other one was for my nephew, since he did the DIY on his Audi R8, and therefore I was seeking his help. He's super duper professional. I appreciate his help very much, And this is the package for, I believe, the rear. Yeah, this is the rear kit. As you can see, it comes with two shocks, and these in the middle are the airbags, and the other package is going to be definitely the front one, and it looks like this. um, as you can see, the shock with the airbags all together. I know, you can see my face, so no need to talk about the feeling again. Boom. Man, this is something I've been waiting for so long. So guys, trust me, do whatever it takes, save money, work overtime. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. Anyway, so this is the unboxing for, as I was telling you, I believe it was the, yeah, it is the management system, um, as well as the harness and the controller and all that. Let's see. Let's take a look. So the point here is to show you how you would receive the package or the packages if you order the whole kit or the whole set. So this is basically the controller, the 3P, and there are three versions, but I will not get into details that you don't need, or maybe I would say you can't find online and read about. I'm just gonna be dedicating this video on what I had for my car. So this is basically, yes, the controller and the management system. And of course, maybe you would ask, what is a management system? What is a controller? What is the airbags? What all these stuff will be shown during the DIY. So relax. Now, I think, yeah, this is the air compressor. And let me speed up the video again just to show you. This is it. Look how it shines. Okay, let's go. Now, this is basically everything. Again, as I promised, we want to make this video useful and be right to the point. And this is the preparation phase where I was actually moving my car to where we had all the tools and stuff. So this is my car. It's nice, right? Say it. Okay, before we go move on, just let me tell you one thing here, guys. The downside of this video is that I did not show the electricity and the wiring stuff, how to do the wiring. Basically, we were three people working on different things, but this diagram will make your life easy for sure. Also, this is basically not the hardest part. The hardest part basically is where and how you actually run the air lines as well as the wires from the back to the front, because I believe this is a struggle and a hassle with any car, not only the BMW E93. I found my car is the easiest compared to the Audi R8 my nephew has, because the DIY he did was like crazy, guys, like crazy. The Audi is blocked from everywhere. Anyways, again, so this diagram will make your life way easier, and it doesn't have to be um, explained by someone, or unless otherwise, if you don't have the expertise to deal with wiring. So I would recommend you to get help with someone who can actually read through this guide and therefore guide you how to do the wiring. Anyways, for this part in specific, I would let you ask me any question you might have, and I would definitely help you on the below comment section. Only this part. Everything else will be shown throughout the video. So let's move on, and we'll see the remaining steps for the DIY. Day one. By the way, I literally forgot to tell you guys. It took me 4 days, 4 continuous days, and continuously working from about 4 p.m. continuously till 7-8 a.m. continuously. Keep that in mind. Yes, maybe we took our time, do a proper planning and studying and trying to find the best way to run the wire through, and as well as the airlines, find the gaps that where we can run the wires and the airlines without bending them or rubbing them with anything else, and you will see what I'm talking about. So I believe this is the reason why we spend this much of time. Day one. Now here, preparation. Now we were planning to use this as a base for the air tank and the compressor, as well as the management system setup. But to be honest, guys, I did not like the color, so I just decided, I canceled the idea and decided to use the matte. Now, speeding up the video, unboxing the air tank, fixing thing. We were planning how to do the setup, where to put what, and this is the look that we decided to go for. As you can see, okay, here's the man. This is all the game goes right now. So I'm also later on I'm gonna be showing you what this crazy device does and how the magic is actually done on using this device. Now, okay, here I was actually, okay, this is, guys, so this is super duper easy, removing these parts. You just need, where I was pointing actually is the location of the only bolt for the rear shock. This is the passenger side. So that was the location for the rear shock. The only bolt for the rear shock to be removed or loosened, so that you can remove the shock very easily. Now, one thing I want you to pay an attention for when you remove this part is you make sure that all the clips are removed, and also don't just pull it up, but instead pull it towards the trunk. Right now, as you can see, this rubber is actually covering this part from the edges. So you want to make sure that you get it out of the cover using a flat screwdriver or maybe your finger, just not to tear out the cover as well, and do a little bit of wiggling while you are actually pulling the part again towards the trunk, not up but towards the trunk. So this is the only thing I would just warn you about. Now let me show you. There are actually only 2 bolts for the shock to be removed, one from the top. There we go. This part was removed, and you have this cap, or whatever you want to call it. Once it's removed, you see the bolt that I was actually telling you about, right? And you see the strut right under the bolt. So you have this only one bolt from the top. You have the other one from below, and you will see it after I remove the tire. Now, this is the driver's side. Now, you need to remove this plastic piece in order to remove this also part, as it contains the storage box. So it wouldn't come out right off until actually you remove this plastic piece. Now, this is all about two like keys or knobs or whatever you want to call it, one at the top, one at the bottom. Just unlock them and pull it also towards you, and that's it. These are, till now we're talking about easy things, guys, and I assume as long as you decided to do the DIY for this crazy device, which is basically the air suspension system, these should be an ABC for you guys. Anyways, again, you want to make sure you don't damage anything, neither the rubber sealing nor the wires, because we're talking about hardtop convertibles. Those, man, it is expensive parts. I don't want to say expensive car. For the hardtop convertible, everything related to the hardtop is expensive, crazily, guys. So you want to make sure you don't want to damage anything. Just be gentle. Try to be gentle. This is also now removed, speeding up the video. Here I was showing you how to use the flat screwdriver to remove this part. And again, just pull it towards the trunk, as you can see. Not towards you, not to the top, but towards the trunk. There we go. And this is again the cap for the shock to be reached out, and you have the bolt now visual. You can just loosen it and do the same from the bottom, and we'll see all that. Now, as you can see, I'm carrying the air line here, and we were actually planning how to run it through from the back to the front, and we decided to do it as I'm about to show you. Of course, we're running the airlines and the wires from the back to the front so that they can take the electricity from the management system, the air from the management system. We have the air tank and the air compressor and the management system in the trunk, and those airlines will be connected to the management system so that you have the freedom to choose the PSI for every tire using the controller. So now, anyways, I know you knew that. I'm just reminding you guys. So we needed to remove the back seat, and definitely need some muscles here. So this is removed, and also you need to remove this part as well, where the seat belt is laid down, and all these about just clips. It's so easy. Now we just removed also this trim piece to run the wire through the carpet, as I'm about to show you now. Okay, I think I sped up the video more than it should be. Let me go back a little bit. Okay, now there we go. Now, so this is here. This is now the video is actually, this is the ODR8 that my nephew has, and it has also Airlift suspension system installed on it. This is the setup. And here, yes, here what I wanted to show you is where you should run the wire from or through, basically. And I will show you that closely in just a second. Okay. There we go. So let me just stop a little bit. We found this gap wide enough for the wire to go through without, you know, scratching the wire or anything, or damaging the wire in any mean. But again, I'm pretty sure I was showing you where the gap is actually. Okay, this is it. Okay, let me show it to you here. I think it's here. Yes, yes, yes. Fixing the focus. Exactly. So this is the gap here. You see this sponge, it's right through it. Let me actually continue running the, exactly, as you can see, I'm pointing out to where we actually ran the airline as well as the wire through. So we got it with the other harness, as you can see here, and then we ran it under the carpet, this carpet here, and now it's extended all the way to the front. So for the wire, it needs to be extended or ran to the front, because the fuse box for my car, it's basically on the passenger side, right? As you can see it here. This is the USB for the controller. Also, you need to find a place to run it through. And of course, you need to remove the plastic piece down there, so you have more space, and visually it's better than doing the wiring while that plastic cover is still there or not removed, basically. So yeah, we had all that chaos, and you know, again, this is the splash shield, also needs to be removed, because we actually needed to definitely remove the OEM shock and the OEM coil spring, as well as the toe link arm and the control arm and the front side. Also, we removed and replaced actually the stabilizer link. We'll show you all that. So this is the splash arm, the splash shield is being removed. And now after we removed it, let me see. Okay, here's another. Okay guys, so basically we were doing things or working on things, but when we struggle how to do it best, we kind of stop and try to do other stuff while thinking how to go back and do whatever we stopped doing in the best way. So that's why you might see that we're not continuously working in one particular thing, but don't worry, we'll show you everything in just a second. So here we're actually continuing running the airlines after we got it from the back through the front side, so that we can actually plug it in to the airbags for the front side. And this is the place that we ran it through. This hole was there already, so you will not struggle finding a hole or a gap to run the airline through, so you can reach it from where basically the front tire is located, right? Because you need to remove the front tire so that you can reach out to the front shock and the airbags, basically, to just plug in the airline right to the airbags. There we go. So as you can see, this is the look, this is the wires. Is basically, yes, we ran it through here, but we kind of try to hide it, making an advantage of this plastic piece just for better looking, nothing else. Speeding up the video. Okay, now, okay, this is something I wanted to show. I want to show you guys now here, after we ran this air line through. Yes, this was bent by us actually, but be careful, be gentle again. As you can see, this is actually affects the inflation and deflation, so you want to be careful there. But by the way, I fixed the bend after we ran everything through to right to the front, all the way to the front. So again, here we're showing you after we extended everything from the back all the way to the front. Again, along with the other harness. So now we have access to the front airbags for the airlines to be connected to, and also we have them we have access to the airlines from the back side, so we can actually connect it to the air management system. These are my mans, man. These are my nephews. I cannot, once again, I cannot thank them enough. I could not thank him enough, and I'll still have all gratitude due to them for their great help and support. Guys, this is, you want to be very cautious here. Let me actually stop the video and tell you about this. So the way that you cut the air line needs to be professionally and precisely done, and I would refer you back to the guide, because there are some instructions that you need to go over in terms of how to cut this, how to use the cutter and how to cut the airline. So just for the sake of time, I would definitely recommend you, and I will always recommend you, to go back to the guide for the management system, for the air compressor, for the tank, for the shocks, for the airbags, for the controller, for the harness, for the wiring. Go, because I read every single letter on those guides, so I'm just trying to save you time here. But definitely, I will definitely point out to the things that you need actually to write and follow the instruction sequentially. Okay, which is, this is one of the examples. Cutting the airline, speeding up, or maybe you want to see, just try to make it like 100% straight and flat. Don't cut it like on either side, right or left. Just be boom, straight. There we go. So this is and by the way, guys, one of the things that you're gonna be receiving with the kit, a bunch of zip wraps. So you wanna make a good use of them, as you can see here, because unfortunately for the passenger side, I did not have the splash shield. So this is the way I set it up, because I don't want the the tire to touch um, the airline. So what I'm trying to say here, Isra, is that you need to make sure that nothing is rubbing or scratching or anything like that. Again, showing you where we actually ran the airline from and through, from the back. Okay, basically here we actually set up the tank and everything, and we decided to run also the airlines and for the airlines only, and the cable for the management system from the bottom of the tank, again for better looking, nothing else. As you can see, we're gonna fix the management system in place in this area. We'll show you the final look or the final setup, and I think I did show you at the very beginning. Teamwork. So basically, let me stop the video here. So basically here where we ran the airline through for the driver side, as you can see, guys, here, as you can see, this is actually a hole that we found already. We did not make any holes. This is the driver side again, so you will see it if you have, I don't know if all the 2011 or before or after have the same thing, but it's not a big deal. If you didn't see the hole, just make one, as simple as that. Okay, now speeding up the video. So as you can see, this is the harness and it's on all that chaos. This is day 2, and we'll show you how we wrapped up and organized this cable in a few. Okay, now we're fixing everything in place. So this is how we fixed the air compressor and the tank, as well as the management system in place. This is actually the final look without connecting the hoses or the airlines or anything. We just fixed it in place. Guys, disclaimer and a warning and a cautions, and this is also written in the guide. You need to make sure 1,000% that this management system is 100% fixed in place and not moving at all. Please make sure you do that. That's it. Now, we're taking time here. Okay, guys, so if you, let me stop the video here. So if you can see this plastic piece, it has actually, I don't know if I was actually showing you this, but it has like a little flaps. I don't know if I should call them flap, but anyways, we just cut 3 of them to run the wire through, so that the mat uh, it's, you know, the rear one is actually foldable, so it can be put down again, um, as it was, without any something like preventing it to be put down, if we did not do a little bit of cutting for those flaps. So I think I'm showing you what I'm talking about in a bit. Now this is put down. Nothing is actually preventing them, preventing the mat to be, you know, not to be put down properly. Now removing the tires to actually remove the OEM parts, the shock, the coil spring, the tolling arm, the control arm, and we'll see that in a minute. Speeding up the video again. Okay, this is again what we were doing on the passenger side. Just make sure, guys, you make a good use of the zip wraps, because you want to avoid any rubbing with the tire, right? Okay, here I actually was trying to remove, I don't remember, but let's speed up the video a little bit. Oh wow, this is, man, this is took us like almost the other half of the day, and I hate to remember this, but the, here, guys, I'm not saving you time, I'm saving your life, literally. As you can tell, when you try to remove the control arm, this bolt actually will hit the exhaust, So what you want to do is this. Let me show you. One picture talks about thousands of words, right? So I just wanted to show you the case that you will face. And this guy that I appreciate very much, and although I did a crazy research, I don't remember what did I type on YouTube to find this guy having the same problem. Man, if you're watching me, thank you. Okay, going back. So basically what he did is he removed some of those rubber pieces from the exhaust hangers to kind of lower the back of the exhaust a little bit, so that bolt can be just pulled out very easy. Now he's actually pointing out to where you actually can find those hangers, and I bet you can see them once you jack up the car. So speeding up the video and be right to the point. This is something I wanted to show you also. So basically, as you can see, he lowered down the exhaust for him to be able to do what? Let me show you here. So these are the hangers. You just need to use the WD-40 to kind of lubricate the rubber piece, and this tool also to help you get out or take off the rubber from the hanger. Did I say take off? Never mind, guys. It's been a long day. Anyways, it was taken out already. Now I'm showing you the parts that was received as well, beside the shocks and the airbags. Now I'm stopping this video because if Airlift was watching this, man, this scratch hurt my heart. We're talking about almost 7,000 USD, man, and you send me something like that. Airlift. All right. You know what? I forgive you for the feeling you gave me. after the 4 days, after I started to lower and raise the car. It's just to admit it, guys, just to be honest. It's crazy. It's a crazy mod. Yes, pricey, but for the sake of your happiness, dude, again, you would not regret it. So this is the toe link, and this is a control arm sent out with the kit. This is the OEM toe link removed. I don't actually know if they got. Anyways, never mind. I was asking if this is actually called a toe link, but I believe it is. Now, so basically, this is so easy to remove. It's just a matter of now. Yes, here I did not show you how to remove the toe link as well as the control arm, because I was actually doing that to make sure I'm doing it properly and then showing it to you on the passenger side. So hang on. So again, referring you back to the catalog or to the guide, guys. This is the rear kit or the rear application guide. So you want to make sure you take a look at this, because you want to consider you're looking at the car this way. This is the front of the vehicle, this is the wheels, and notice the space here and the space here. You will understand once you read this set of instructions how those spaces actually made and why. Again, just for the sake of time, I would refer you back to the guide to read through and have this setup as it's showing here. Moving, oops, I accidentally went back. Okay, there we go. Also, guys, you want to make sure the direction of this, I don't know what they called it actually. This in fitting so there is spring for to okay. Place the roll plate. Okay, I don't want to read all of that, but also the direction of this piece need to be directed in a certain way. So you want to make sure that you read through. Again, I'm just giving you a heads up what to be cautious with, and pay what to pay an attention for. So only two things: this space here when you install the cap or whatever they call it, and the direction of this piece, right? Alrighty, let's move on. So I have installed everything on the driver's side. Again, making sure everything installed properly. Now I'm showing you everything step by step here on the passenger side. Jack up the car, remove the tire, speeding up the video. After I remove the tire, now we know how to reach out to the bolt for the shock from the top. This is the bolt, the other bolt to remove the shock from the bottom. Very, very, very easy. Once those washers are removed, you can easily remove the bolt. There we go. Basically, it's just a matter of it's just the washers, not bolts. I'm sorry, I keep saying bolts because you will remove a lot of bolts, guys. Squeeze it down, and it will come easily right off. Maybe you want to use your two hands, that's fine, as I'm doing here. There you go. Boom. And guys, you don't want to lose those rod knots, because you're gonna use them, and I will show you what exactly to use and how. You would not be needing this dumping piece, but you will need only this piece. But you need to definitely disconnect it from this isolator or whatever they call it, and I will show you in a minute how you do it and why. Now, going back to the guide where it shows you what to do exactly. I keep going back. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, very sorry. Okay, back here. Okay, there we go. Boom. So again, you need to peel it. You need to peel the microcellular isolator from the rod knot washer, as you can see. The final look would be like this, but just be careful. Remove it properly, so you don't want to have anything stuck on the isolator. Just remove it easily and gently, and this should be the final look. Speeding up the video. All right, guys, so removing the toe link arm, it's a matter of I think two bolts. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the control arm. It's also a matter of two bolts, and maybe you need someone's help, or I'll show you how I did it in a second. Speeding up the video. There we go. This is how I did it, guys. It is always a good idea to seek other people's helps. So if you have someone to help you, that would be nice. But he couldn't, because he was actually shooting this video for me. But this, it wasn't actually hard to do, so I was able to do it myself. Now this is removed. Once you remove the toe link from this side, you can easily remove the coil spring now. Boom. Now we have this bolt, which is actually, if you can see the struggle that I had with the driver side, where that bolt was actually hitting the exhaust. So you know what to do now, right? Just remove the rubber that holds the exhaust with the hangers, and using the WD-40 or something, and you're good to go. And boom, it was removed. Now, to be honest, guys, when I reassembled everything, I actually did it the other way, just in case if I needed to remove this bolt specifically, without removing or lowering the exhaust again. So I put it the other way around, the opposite side. I don't know if that affect or impact anything. I don't see that till today. It's been a couple of months now after I've installed the suspension system, and it was fine. I did the alignment and everything was normal. Anyways, so this is all removed. Now again, this is the bolt that hits the exhaust, and I will do the same exact thing that my friend done on his video, lowering down the exhaust and just pull it out. Speeding up the video again, I'm showing you here. This is the WD-40, and this is the same tool that our friend had, and I did the same thing exactly. Okay, now moving to the front side. The front side, what you need to do here actually is to remove the tire. Let's see. And moving myself a little bit here. Alrighty. So basically we're dealing with 3 arms here instead of saying control arm and tolling arm or whatever arm, let's just call them arms. This is 1, this is 2, and this is in the middle is 3. I don't know if, yeah, I think so. Anyways, but they can be removed very easily, guys. You can tell by looking. Nothing is complicated here. It's just a matter of removing those washers and boom, a little bit of wiggling and that's it. Just be careful. You want to have someone next to you because the hop is heavy. You don't want to hurt yourself, because once you remove those arms, the hub will go boom down. And this is for the stabilizer also that you need to remove, because Airlift will send you their own adjustable stabilizer links that you need to use, because we're talking about, you know, lowering and raising the car, lowering and lifting the car. It's an air lift, so basically lifting the car, right? Anyways, so moving on, these are the 3 arms washers. A little bit of wiggling as I was telling you, and everything should be going right off. This is actually the sensor also that you need to be careful dealing with and removing for the tire pressure, I believe. The tire air pressure. And this is the other washer that you need to remove so that the shock comes right off. This is the one, the only one, I believe. Yeah, it's the only one here. Okay, speeding up the video. Okay, once you do all that from the bottom, from the top, you need to remove this piece as well as the 3 other washers for basically holding the shock from the top. I'll show you what we were talking about here. Okay, here we're actually showing you, we already showed you where we got the airline through from the driver's side. I'm sorry guys, just give me 1 second here. I accidentally also okay, this is all demonstrated. And now, yeah, here, back to this. I'm gonna going back to that part, no worries guys. Yeah, here we're removing this, and here we're showing you basically where we're getting the airline from, so that you can, once you put the new shock, the airlift shock, you just plug in this airline right to the airbag and you're good to go. Okay, so this is the hub. Still we have the OEM shock installed. You want to remove this brake sensor, guys. This is a very sensitive one. You don't want to break, you don't want to damage it, as I did. I luckily had a new one in my trunk, so I was able to replace it immediately. But again, use this tool, but gently. Maybe also you want to consider using WD-40. At that time it wasn't on the top of my mind, so that's why maybe I damaged it. Anyways, you want to just be careful with that. And this is where I was showing you the damage. It's a very, very, very thin wire, so it can be easily cut or damaged. Anyways, so moving on, what is this? Okay, now here I'm removing this bolt so that the shock can be released or come out of this part. And let me see if okay. So what I did here is I used actually a hammer to kind of make a space here. As you can see, I just used the hammer here this is a very solid piece of iron, guys. You want to kind of make it a little bit wide for the shock to be released or to be taken out easily. So you might want to consider using the hammer a little bit just to kind of, you know, make a space and comfortably remove the shock from where it was, or from the part that was holding the shock, as you can see it here. Moving on. Preparation for the front shock. So we're basically connecting the hose that feeds the airbags with the air. And we'll show you how the airline should be connected to that in just a second. Speeding up the video. There we go. This is the shock. By the way, guys, the way you actually install the airlift front shock, same exact way as if you were replacing the OEM shock. Simple as that. The only one is different is the rear one. It differs from the front one because, you know, we're replacing the coil spring with the airbag, but we also had the same shock, same looking shock as the OEM one. So basically the front one, it's kind of all in one, the airbag and the shock all together, but not the rear one, as you saw. So this is installed. Again, we're making sure. But by the way, guys, when you read the guide, you wanna skip instructions that you know for sure, but you wanna keep an eye on those icons for warnings and cautions. You don't want to skip those. So so this is very important, guys. When you install the stabilizer bar, you want to make sure it's measured as it's shown here. So easy. Just make sure you take the proper management considering from where you put the measurement or you start the measurement. It's actually by the very end of this washer here to the very end of this other washer. If you can see. I would definitely also refer you back to the guide again. Okay, now we're about actually to finish, but let me make sure. Okay, we were here. This is the right measurement. Okay, so basically we did that with the meter, and then okay, connecting the airline. Okay, this is how you connect the airline to the front shock or airbag. So this is the hose. Basically, you connect the airline. You this piece should be also connected, and you actually plug in the airline right to it. And this is the hose that receives the air, and basically inflate or feed the airbag. Again, proper usage of the zip wraps. This is also what I did for the new brake sensor cable. Wrapped it up this way so I avoid any rubbing with the tire. Showing you the setup. This is the stabilizer bar, measured and assembled. Of course, the assembly same as the OEM one. So we're not talking about anything complicated here. Again, I believe everything was easy except the time that we needed to spend for setting the setup itself for the tank, for the management system, for the air compressor, and the time we spent planning how to basically run. Finally, fourth day, yay, how to run or where to run the wire and the airline through. Now everything is connected, guys. You just need to make sure there is no air leakage or any air leak by using whatever dish soap or whatever. Just use any kind of foam. Think about how, be creative here, how to make it, what to use, whatever. So by the way, guys, very important warning here. I will go back to this warning in just a second. Make sure you use these before you use the Teflon. This is like a solution to make sure, I don't want to say it's like a glue, but it's a solution for somehow to prevent the leak. Just put the Teflon and put a little bit on the Teflon and boom. This is actually used for those plugs. Now, what I wanted to warn you about, guys, this is something I will not forgive Airlift for. When they sent me the kit, the tank and the whole kit, they did not send the plugs that you guys see here. Without these plugs, you cannot basically use the air tank. You need these plugs, and I have struggled a lot to find them. I did a very long driving to find the right store that sells the plugs. We're talking about the size, we're talking about the quality. So I was just driving around in the industrial area, finding the right place, the right size, the right quality, and I could finally find it. Maybe it's easily in your area or in your country if you have laws, for example. This video is being recorded here in Saudi Arabia, and I was in a city, I would rather not to mention the name, where there are, I don't want to say there aren't much of a tool store, but it was hard to find those plugs anyways. Now, the warning here is that keep in mind these plugs will not come will not be included with the kit. So we're talking about like 1, 2, 3 from the other side, maybe 2 or 3 as well. I don't remember. By the way, speaking about the tank, so this is actually a brand that Airlift has. It's called Flu. So we're talking about this one, I believe the other one here somewhere. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But anyways, so this is Flu tank. And this is another warning, guys. You cannot use any other tank, I would say, if you wanted to put the tank all the way to the end of the the back seat. As you can see, this area here, this one fits perfectly. If you wanted to put this in place this way, all the way to the end of the, or right, yeah, to the end basically of the back seat. What I wanted to say, right behind the back seat. Now, I saw a video of someone who tried to get a bigger tank, but it did not fit. This is the 18, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I will confirm this in the comment, in the description section below, because I'll be providing all the needed links for the manuals, for the guides, for the front application, for the rear application, for the management system, for the harness, for the tank as well, for the 3P controller, um, all the guide that I read through. I will provide you with those links so you can read them, or maybe download them as PDF. But what I was trying to do actually throughout the video is to warn you what we had experienced in terms of, for example, the difficulty to find a store for that sells those plugs and stuff. But if you were uh, to find, or if you were having the same situation, maybe you want to just carry the tank with you while visiting or finding those stores, so you can try those plugs while you're in the store before you leave. There we go. Again, so here we had a little bit of leak, but now it's just a matter of just, put a little bit of torque, and it was, boom, it was gone. And guys, again, you need to test a lot. Test after you install everything, test after 2 days, 3 days, test after 1 week, second week, test after a month, just to make sure there is no leak there. This is very important. Also, you want to make sure not only the tank is leaking. As you can see, this is the leak, but again, I accidentally went back. But also you want to make sure the airlines that you plugged into the airbags are not actually leaking as well. Maybe you saw what I'm talking about here. Let me show you. There we go. So just put a little bit of foam where you exactly plugged in the airlines too, and you'll be fine. Which is this one here. So it was plugged into the hose, and that's it. Speeding up the video, I think. Okay, there we go. A closer look here. As you can see, physically here and as well as here, where actually the other side of the hose is being connected with the airbag. And there we go. So now everything is good to go. This is the controller now is running, and so guys, when you actually connect the controller, you need to do like a wizard process and calibration process. But again, please refer back to the guide for the 3P. This is the 3P version, and you will know exactly, it's a very easy steps that you need to follow, and you will know exactly how to run the system using this device. So this is the final look here. We're about to close up everything, or wrap up basically the video here. This is the final look. we had only one keys left here, but this is cleaning up, wrapping up everything. Again, final look from the back, and now I feel like I want to go for a drive. Anyways, guys, so this is just to show you one thing before I let you go. This is how I decided to place the controller in my car. So I basically used this magnet piece that I use for my phone. If you can tell from here, from this side, it's kind of, you know, I don't think you can see it completely because it's definitely cannot be shown completely. But if you can, I don't know if you guys see my cursor. I think you do. So this is what I used. So I had two pieces, one for my phone, one for the controller, and I like it. I just like it for me. It's a good place to just keep it there, and you know, because you won't be playing a lot with it while you drive, right? So anyways, speaking about that, whenever you want to adjust or fix the PSI, you want to make sure you're sitting on a flat road, and you do that. Thank you so much for watching. I don't want to tell you, please, if you want to subscribe and like, and boom, hit that bell button so you can see the upcoming post for the upcoming interesting. I have an interesting mod for you guys that I will upload this weekend. So make sure you do subscribe and like and hit the bell. Thank you so much again. Appreciate you guys. Please let me know if you have any questions or any comments or anything wrong that you noticed in the comment section below, and enjoy your air suspension system and have fun. Peace.